Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to talk about something huge, taking back control. We're moving past just using AI. We're diving into the world of truly owning your AI by bringing incredible models like DeepSeek right into your own house. Okay, let's get into it and see how you can build your very own private AI powerhouse.
All right, let's just get right to it. The big question that hangs over every single public AI service. Yeah, they're super convenient, no doubt about it, but what's the real cost? Every single time you feed it a prompt with sensitive company info, customer data, or your own secret sauce code, you're basically just handing over your most valuable asset. I mean, really, is that a risk you're willing to take?
The whole choice really just boils down to a super simple analogy. Are you going to rent or are you going to build a house for your AI? Renting, using a public API is quick, it's easy, you can get started in minutes. But you're living by someone else's rules, and you have exactly zero say over your data's security. Building, though, that means you create a secure, custom-built fortress just for your AI. It's a bit more work up front, for sure, but the payoff? Total, absolute control.
Okay, so let's really dig into this fundamental decision. Are you going to rent or are you going to build? And believe me, this isn't just a tech choice. It's a massive strategic decision that's going to define how your organization leverages AI for years to come. So when you're looking at a model like DeepSeek, you've basically got three ways to go. You can use the official website or app, which is awesome for just playing around. You could also go through a third-party cloud platform. But for any serious enterprise or government work, the only serious play, the one we're focusing on today, is private deployment, right on your own servers. That is where the real power and security lives. So why would you even bother building? What's the real driver here? Well, it all starts with the number one most critical reason, data security and privacy. But it goes way beyond that. You get total control over compliance with rules like GDPR, you get the freedom to customize the model to your exact needs, and eventually, you get full autonomy over your entire AI stack. And you know what that leads to? Better performance and, in the long run, way better cost savings.
All right, so you're in. You've decided to build. So welcome to what I like to call the AI factory. In this section, we're going to pull back the curtain on the architectural blueprint for your private setup. And don't worry, we're going to break it all down into simple, easy-to-understand layers.
So just picture this like a high-tech assembly line, okay? You start at the bottom with a physical infrastructure, your servers, your GPUs. On top of that, you have your inference engine running at crazy speeds. This whole thing gets neatly packaged up using containerization so you can move it anywhere. Then orchestration and monitoring tools are like the factory floor managers, keeping everything humming along perfectly. And the API gateway, that's just the front door, letting all your apps talk to the AI.
Okay, let's talk about the absolute foundation, the hardware. Your GPU? Man, that's the engine of this whole operation. If you're just getting your feet wet, a consumer card like an RTX 4090 with 24 gigs of VRAM is an awesome place to start. For a small to medium business, I'd really recommend looking at something like the NVIDIA T4. It's that perfect sweet spot between performance and cost. And for the real heavy hitters with high-end, high concurrency needs, the A100 is the undisputed gold standard.
Okay, are you getting a little lost in all the hardware specs? Don't worry, here's a super simple rule of thumb I want you to remember. For a 7 billion parameter model using FP16, which is pretty standard, you're going to need at least 14 gigs of VRAM. It's a quick and dirty calculation, just double the parameter count. This gives you a great baseline to start figuring out your infrastructure needs. All right, now for the really fun part. We've gone over the why and the what. Now let's get our hands dirty with the how. In this section, I'm going to show you just how ridiculously easy it is to get your very first private AI up and running. Step 1, we're going to use this amazing tool called Ollama. It just makes everything a breeze. You pop open your terminal and you run this single command. That's it. Ollama's installed and good to go. No crazy configurations, no spending hours chasing down dependencies. Yeah, just one line, that's it. Step 2, you guessed it, just as easy. You just tell Ollama what model you want. In our case, Ollama pull DeepSeek. Ollama then goes out, grabs the right version, downloads it, and sets it all up for you. It handles all the messy stuff in the background. And then, the moment of truth. Step 3, you type Ollama run DeepSeek. And boom, just like that, you are in a direct conversation with your very own, totally private, locally hosted AI model. In 3 simple commands, you've just built your first private AI. How cool is that? And look, this isn't just talk. You can see it working right here. On the left, we feed it a simple prompt about making a post for an eco-friendly coffee cup. And on the right,
our local DeepSeek model spits out a creative, ready-to-go social media post. This isn't theoretical, it's a real tool that you just built, literally in minutes. See? Getting started was a piece of cake, right? But that's just the launchpad. As your needs start to grow, your deployment strategy is going to need to evolve with you. So in this section, let's map out the path from this simple starting point to a full-blown, enterprise-ready system.
Think of this as a journey that grows with you. You start with Ollama because it's so simple. As you grow and need more speed, you'll level up to a high-throughput engine like VLLM. And for that maximum, bulletproof stability and scale, the enterprise path leads you to monsters like NVIDIA's Triton and Kubernetes.
So just to recap, you always start with Ollama. It's the perfect entry point. It just gets rid of all the barriers and lets you focus on what you can do with the AI, not on all the headaches of getting it running. But when you're ready to hit the accelerator, when you need to handle way more users and demand blazing fast throughput, it's time to scale up with VLLM. It's an inference engine built for one thing, pure, unadulterated speed. This is your engine for growth. And then, for the big leagues, for those apps that absolutely, positively cannot fail, you graduate to Triton. This is the enterprise-grade framework that's built to deploy multiple models reliably at massive scale. This is how you run AI in a serious, rock-solid production environment. So, we've gone through all this tech, right? All these tools. But let's be real. It's not about the tools themselves. The whole journey, all this work, it's about what that technology gives you. And that ultimate payoff is one simple, incredibly powerful word: control.
So after all that, what do you actually get? What's the big reward? Well, it all comes down to this. The biggest piece of the pie, by far, is data security. But you also get full customization of your models, predictable cost control, and lightning-fast responses because everything is running on your network. You are in the driver's seat.
And that really brings us back to where we started. We've all heard that saying, data is the new oil. It is your most precious resource. So the question I want to leave you with is pretty simple. Who's holding the drill? By building your own private AI, you make damn sure that the only one tapping into that valuable resource is you. Thanks for joining me on this one.